Agut Erev Shabbos, Shabbos Chazak, Shabbos that we live with the double portions of Behar and Bechukosai. The first Seder, the first portion of the week opens with the words Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe, Behar Sinai. The final pasuk of the portion of Bechukosai, the closing of the entire Chumash Vayikra. Eila ha-mitzvahs asher tziva Hashem es Moshe el bnei Yisrael. The final words, again, Behar Sinai. Here we see that the Torah emphasizes so many times, and this week, the beginning and the end, the location where the Torah was given, the location where the mitzvahs were shared with us for the first time. So obviously there is something about the location of Har Sinai that goes way beyond just sharing where geographically did we receive the Torah, but there is something that happened there that it has to speak to each and every one of us. And indeed, as the sages tell us, Vayichan Shom Yisrael Keneged Hahar, that when we reached Har Sinai, there was a unique, a unusual, an extraordinary feeling, spirit of unity, of oneness that happened, not only in our hearts and in our minds, but together with that, and perhaps even more importantly, that was expressed in our actions, that actually gave us the final merit, that empowered us to be Zajac, to receive the tremendous Gilui of Elikus, to be able to experience the greatest revelation of godliness that happened during those glorious moments that God gave us, the Aseres HaDibros. And the Torah is relating it to us because this is the message for each and every one of us, that it is specifically because of a spirit of unity, of Actos, of understanding and feeling and putting into action the emes, that we all are the same, that we have the same neshama, that our destinies are intertwined, that what happens to you affects what happens to me, and vice versa, and all of this in a healthy and a positive and in an uplifting way, that this ruach of Actos is what's going to bring us to our Sinai moment, our Sinai Gilui, as we'll speak out in a moment. And I want to share with you a beautiful story, a story that shows how we are all really connected one to the other. Story happened not that long ago when people still were safely flying. There was a family from Lakewood that had a family simcha in Eretz Yisrael. The father was already there, but a young mother with her two children, she had a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old, together with her mother, went on an El Al flight from New York to Eretz Yisrael. During the flight, the baby, the 2-month-old baby, needed a diaper change. The mother went to change her diaper, and when she opened up the diaper, she began to shout. She saw something that she never saw before, and she was afraid. She called her mother. Her mother, already a baba, never saw that either. What we know now, that what they were seeing is what's called, on medical terms, there was a rectal prolapse, which means that the rectal walls, mamash, fall out of the body. Parts of the body go out. It looked very scary. The commotion attracted the attention of the stewardesses, and ultimately an announcement was made, is there a doctor on the plane? And Baruch Hashem, b'hashgacha pratis, there was a woman doctor from Hadassah. She was flying back to Eretz Yisrael. She right away went to the young mother. She saw what is going on. She knew what it's called. You give it a name. She told the mother that this is something very serious, but she calmed her down and she let the captain know that they have to make an emergency landing because this baby needs urgent care. Okay. The closest place to land was in Ireland, was in Shannon Airport. The captain called it in, and he actually not only called in that he's making an emergency landing, but he asked for the airport to bring a ambulance that they should meet them mamash by the airplane. So the moment they land, the baby should get the medical needs that the baby that needed to happen to the baby. As is the minig of pilots, that when your plane is filled with fuel, they had enough fuel to go all the way to Eretz Yisrael. They were making a landing with too much fuel in the plane. They needed to dump the fuel, so there was a certain amount of time that was needed for them to dump the fuel needed to be dumped, and they're making their descent. During that time, the nurse is working with the baby, and she succeeded in putting back in the body what belongs inside the body. The baby still needed medical attention, but there was no longer an emergency. So she let the captain know that you don't have to land here in Shannon. We can go to the destination. We can go to Eretz Yisrael. To which the captain says, it's too late. We don't have enough fuel. We have to land right over here. Okay. First of all, what was going on the plane during these moments was mamish beautiful. The mother shares that people were saying Tehillim for her baby, that right away with the Wi-Fi, they found out through the closest shul was Taka the Shliach in Dublin. They already let them know that there might be a woman. There's going to be a woman that's going to be spending some time in the hospital. Strangers walked over to her, giving her cash. She's going to be in this country. She might not have enough money with her. There was a beautiful ruach of Actos on the plane. Now listen to this. They're descending to land. As they are landing, Hashgacha Pratis, there was a person on the plane that had a heart attack. And everyone already knew the doctor. So the doctor goes running over to this man, and he was having a serious heart attack. And when she sees this heart attack, she right away goes to the captain, and she tells the captain, did you cancel the ambulance? He says, no, I forgot to do that. She says, that's good, because the ambulance is urgently needed for the man. And indeed, they landed. And because of the ambulance being mamash at the foot of the plane, and because of the medical help that he got, immediately his life was saved. And as the doctor told the mother of the baby that you should know that your 2-month-old literally saved the life of that man. How beautiful is that? And this is true the entire time. Indeed, we are all really connected to each other, and we know that, and we feel that. But there's something special happening right now during our crisis, during our moment of the coronavirus. A few days ago on Lag BaOmer, there was a fundraiser that was made for Hatzalah. And indeed, all of the people that are working in the health field, that are mamish selfless, putting their safety, their health, and their life at risk for me, for you, are mamish amazing people. They are the heroes of our moment. And they are owed a huge yasher koyach. And again, it's one thing to feel it, but it's even better when you put it into action. So they decided to make a fundraiser on Lag BaOmer. Their goal was to raise an astronomical number of $10 million. And what happened was something unprecedented. As the fundraiser was going on, Hatzalas from all over the world connected to the fundraiser. And it became not a national fundraiser, but it became an international Hatzalathon. It was raising money for the Hatzalah here of Los Angeles and of New York and many other cities here in the United States. It was a Hatzalah fundraiser for Eretz Yisrael, for many countries in Europe, for South Africa. And 24 hours later, after over 2 million people went on the Hatzalathon online, after over 80,000 Yidden made donations, $15 million was raised. The largest fundraiser in charity history. But it's not about the numbers. It's about the tremendous Actos that is happening now in our days, right now. All different types of communities got united. They were never united like this before. All of this for the greatest cause of saying with our action a thank you to those who deserve the Yasher Koyach. And I am certain that just like right before we got the Torah, indeed, because of the schus of the Behar Sinai, of the Actos that we had, we were Zajac to the moment of Sinai, that we, as the Rebbe told us, we are mamish, imminently about to experience the revelation of Mashiach. And now we are already witnessing the Actos that we have amongst each other. And because of that, indeed, we will merit to the revelation, to the Gilui Elikos that's about to happen. And Hashem should help each and every one of us inspire each other to bring that Ruach of Achdus more into our homes, because all of it begins in our homes, amongst spouses, amongst our children, with our parents, amongst our communal members, and yes, towards each and every other Yid. And b'schus the Vayichan Sham Yisrael, or Vayichan Po Yisrael, that we will indeed merit imminently the revelation, the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Amen. A good Shabbos.